Hello, welcome to my breakdown of a demo CSR Customer Service Representative portal that I've created to show off some full stack and React development skills. So let's dive into it. I tried to loosely follow SDLC lifecycle process, so I created an SRS document describing the outline of what I wanted this application to look like, a database schema to show how the Mongo data would be stored for the web app, and then a high-level architecture diagram of main technologies and where they'd be hosted. So this be a React V website or client, Express.js server, authentication. When eventually implemented, we'll use Clark Auth service and then a MongoDB database. Then to avoid just pumping out code, I first want to make sure my designs were in order. So I first hand drew some designs. I tried a new strategy this time where I simply uploaded these photos to Claude, and it would create these HTML renderers or ASCII renders of the website that they're a bit cleaner to share. It made it easy for a chatbot to interface with the potential design layouts I was using. I made this for all of my pages, and it got me a great scheme of how I thought the website was going to look. Once I had the design done, I really ironed out my tech stack. So client, Vite, React, JS, and Yarn. I prefer Yarn as it has just some speed and security performances. And Tailwind CSS is a new CSS I've been toying with, and I've really enjoyed it so far. My server, Express, Node, JS, and Yarn, same as before. I stick to JS over TypeScript for this project as time was a huge constraint, so JS just allowed for a bit faster and the rapid prototyping. Then my database is Mongo Atlas, and Render was my hosting platform for the client and the server. So that's for a bit of what my build process looks like. Again, time was the number one sort of constraint that I had for this development process. Sole developer, just doing this on the side. So it's all about how can I minimize time. I use GitHub issues, and branching as sort of the root of what I was going to work on at a given time. I would then mainly use Claude Code and VS Code. Claude would generally create first passes and secondary passes. I would go through, clean it up, make changes, and then verify these on MongoDB that the database is working properly, and then Safari just to make sure that all of the UI elements were rendering as they were supposed to. So I basically iterate through this cycle for each issue, and then merge it in, create a new merge request with a new issue, and just keep this cycle going as I move through. I found this to be a really fast development process to create a quite decent, first round product. For an enterprise grade application, I may probably use much more hands-on experience for hands-on touching to make sure that everything works great. But for the initial prototype, I found it to be quite successful given the constraints of the project. So what I would change about this project is I would finish adding a clerk. I found it to be a great login service, and I think it would give a very nice touch to the website. Unfortunately, I did not get to use any test cases. JS would have been great to just make sure everything was truly working properly, and I would have done a better job of reusing components. I did do some good component reuse, and it's a very important process to me, but particularly for the home page, I showed sort of previews of other components, and I think it would have been nicer if I had really ironed that out a bit more. And sorry if you heard my cat, she's very social, so she makes little guest appearances. All right, well, thank you so much. I hope you check out the website, explore the different pages I have built, and that you enjoy the site. Thank you.